Good morning. Happy Monday. It rained. It rained over the weekend. We had about 6 or 7 tenths, which is very good for us. So a little cool and cloudy today. Maybe a little greasy in the fields, but we're going to take the spreader to Berkey. Fueling to start here. Taking it down there empty. I think our fuel trailer is still at Berkey and has some in it, but we're here, so we'll let her fill it up. A little water running out of the box from the rain. No big deal. It's empty. So we've got one pile of lime to do, unload, and then I'm trying to get some gypsum hauled in. I don't know if that's going to happen real quick or not. If I could get that hauled in tomorrow, we would spread that right away. Otherwise, I got some potash and some MAP we're going to do as well. So. Well, I made it down here. Phil is coming down with one of the trucks because he is going to drive the tractor and the disc home because we're done with it. All these stalks have been disced. Dad did them on Friday and Saturday before the rain hit, so that's good. We also got a couple of piles of stone here, so we're gonna use that up. We got a driveway we're making bigger on one of the fields and needed some stone, so we'll use that stuff up too, but I don't know if I can spread today or not. It looks pretty wet here. And I say pretty wet, meaning just because of the rain that we just got, the recent stuff. There's some puddles. It'll soak in, just needs a day or two. The ground's going to be firm underneath. It's just going to be sticky and slimy on top. So I don't think that I'm going to be able to spread. But once Phil gets here with the pickup, I might go drive around and look and see what some of the fields look like. Actually, this doesn't seem too bad. We got enough sod or cover from the wheat and the bean stubble that I think we can spread this. We'll go get the backhoe. All right, well, we came over to get the backhoe. This is the field where we had the ditch cleaned out, and he had been cleaning or leveling that stuff off. So the backhoe's over here. We're going to use this to load that lime pile up, I think. Assuming I can find the key. Maybe. All good. We got it. It's fine. Everything's fine. Yeah. I think the backhoe will work to load that lime pile up. I guess I'm not 100% sure of that because we added those sideboards. So it's a little taller than the last time we have used this. But it should work. We'll try it. If not, we'll just wait. The plan was to bring the 7520 down here. If this works, we might not do that, but we'll see. All right, let's see if we can load the spreader up. You can see just a little bit of it's wet. Most of that pile is pretty dry inside, or at least as dry as when it was delivered. Question here is, do we reach? I think we'll get it, but just barely. We might not be able to load it up real full, which isn't that big of a deal because we have one pile of lime to do. It's going to be 2 spreader fulls. Oh, that'll work. Good enough. Ah, it wasn't so bad. That loaded up pretty good, actually. All right, let's go spread it. So we've only got like 2 zones that are in the far side of this field that is all we're going to spread a lime. That's why we only got one load, and really we only needed 16 tons. And I think a load, I think it was 25. I don't know if they brought me a short load or not. So we've got plenty. So we're probably just going to set it for a high rate. Go with an extra 10% over what it's called for or something, and just use the pile up. But that's it. That's all the lime here at Berkey. And then we'll be done with lime. We might get some gypsum yet, which is similar to lime. I'm working on a deal for that, but I don't have it confirmed yet, so we'll see. And then we've got some fertilizer, some MAP, and some potash to spread down here as well. It is all going in on the wheat stubble / double crop beans. And once we get this done, we can get the ripper down here and get it ripped, although we've got a bunch of that to do back at home 2 and probably going to start there. So we'll get our scripts loaded. Nope, not map, calcium lime. Looks like a ton, 2,400. I'll leave my multiplier at 110%, so we'll apply it 10% over. There's the 2 zones. Good enough. Let's go. So it's not muddy at all out here. I really thought it'd be a little bit greasy. It's not. So that's good. There's no mud sticking to the tires on the tractor or the spreader. It is a touch breezy. I'm not real thrilled about that. We'll call it okay for the lime since we're spreading 60 foot and it's lime. It's not that critical. But we're not going to spread any fertilizer today. We're going to come back tomorrow when it's not supposed to be quite so windy. Yeah, definitely a little windy. I mean, we're still getting the particles out there, and I mean, it's going to blow across the whole field, so yeah, it's not ideal. But we'll get this done at least and be able to get the some of the fertilizer in the spreader. The fertilizer, we have a supplier that's like a mile from the other group of fields that we have, and so we're just going to go there and have them load us up at the place. And we only need like 6.5 tons of MAP for all of the fields, and so we'll just have them put it all in the spreader, and then we'll spread it out first thing in the morning tomorrow. Got the pile cleaned up, the rest of it on the spreader. I got the one zone on this side done, I got to do the one on that side. Now would be a good time to remember that today is November 11th, which here in the United States is Veterans Day. So happy Veterans Day to all of our U.S. military veterans. Thank you for your service, and we certainly appreciate the sacrifices that you guys have made. So, happy Veterans Day. Well, we got the zones done that we needed to. We got just a little bit left in there, maybe 4 tons, 5 tons, something like that, which is about what we were supposed to have extra. Since we needed 16, no, that's not even what we're supposed to. Well, I upped the rate, so yeah, that's pretty close. A semi-load is 25 ton. I needed 16 for what the rates called for, but I upped the rates, and so we ended up with an extra 5 or so. And it will be fine. We're just going to spread it out. The wind's blowing enough. It's going to blow it halfway across the field. It appears. I can see on my camera here that you can see the line moving. It's definitely not getting pushed back by the gate anymore, so we're not putting on the rate that we're supposed to because it's not filling the opening. But it's still running stuff out, and really at this point we're just trying to get the spreader empty. So in fact, you can see the belt there now. So that stuff's hanging up in the corners. We might have to get in there and shovel it down a little bit, kick it down. No big deal. See if it bounce over some rough stuff here, if any of it shakes down, or if I gotta stop on the end here and get in and kick it down. No, it's not gonna go. Okay. Just a little bit stuck in the corner. First bucket load of some wet stuff from the top must have been. Alright, there's that side. That side. Close enough. Alright, well, we got that lime done. We're bringing the spreader over here. My Uncle Jack's here, so he's going to take me back to go get the backhoe. That way I don't have my truck stuck over at the other field. Everything else is right here, across the road and both sides of these woods here. Okay. So I was going to go and get the map and have it just sitting in the spreader, but it's way too windy to spread that today. That one's too precise of an application, and if it blows around, it's not a good thing. The lime, not quite as critical. So we're not going to spread it today, and my thought process here is, what if we get a shower tonight? Maybe I don't want to have 6 ton of map sitting in my spreader, so we're going to go ahead and just wait till the morning to go and get that. Also, like I said, I'm working on getting some gypsum lined up. If I get some, we'll talk about it and how that works. But it's going to spread a lot more like lime, like the spreader is already set up. So if I could get that delivered tomorrow morning first thing, I would spread that first. But that probably is sort of unlikely. Dad's got a little more work to do down here with the backhoe. He got all this spoils leveled off and did a really nice job, but there was a couple of tile outlets into the ditch down here that he was fixing. And he widened our driveway out. All that dirt there is fresh, newly widened driveway, so we can jump across here with the combine from the field across the road. Much easier. That was a bit of a challenge this year, but we made it. But yeah, we got those stone piles at the farm, and he wants to haul it down there and put it on that bridge there. So gotta get that done. It's windy. It's gotten worse. I made it back up to the home farm here. I'm walking out into our wheat stubble / double crop bean stubble here. I want to know if it's too wet to chisel or not, and it's not. I mean, there's moisture on top, but it's pretty well soaked in. It's not really sticky. It's not slippery. I think we'll be fine. So we're gonna go get the ripper and come out here and try and get this piece done tonight. There's 37 acres here, I think, south of this house. So I'll see what we can do. Okay, well, it's gonna work okay. But we've already got a rock plugging up a rolling basket. I made it that far. That'd be that one. Right there. That's a problem. Okay. Wait. Is that just dirt or is that a rock? That's just dirt. That's okay. So this is right here, just wheat stubble. Over there, wheat stubble with double crop beans, so that's a lot shorter. Residue is going to change a little bit depending on where we're at. And then back here we have wheat stubble that was tiled and has already been ripped, but going across the rows, and now we're going to go across it on an angle and try and level it up a little bit more. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. It's going to be rough back here. I kind of wondered if this back here that's already been worked would be a little tacky. Doesn't seem too bad. I don't know. It's a little mud sticking to the treads of the tires, but pulling through it just fine. Just rough bouncing over the tile lines. Hopefully it levels them off a little bit. That's just the way it is when you tile and you have to go across the rows. It's going to be rough for a year or two. Oh, I just got up in the end and turned here and I see... Where's that coming from? Oh no, it's in there. Crap. Shut off something. I think we blew a hydraulic hose. Oh boy. The whole tongue is filled with oil. I thought maybe it was water at first. I'm like, why is there water coming out of there? It's not, it's oil. Yeah. I think it's in the fold circuit, which you got to have the fold circuit engaged all the time on a low flow because it puts down pressure on the wings, keep them in the ground. Ah, crap. All right. Well, this might not be a bad spot to work on it, actually. I think we're just going to leave it here. Okay, this may not be as hard as it initially appears. Those hoses segregate really easy. They come out right there behind that toolbox. You can see them wiggling. And both connect right here. So I'm gonna go get a string or something to pull back through with them so we don't have to try and fish something through there later. But we'll get them pulled through and see if we can find a hole. Actually, as long as I don't pull that all the way through, we might be able to find a leaky hydraulic hose. It's that one right there. Right there. Okay, cool. So now we don't have to pull the other one through. We just got to pull this one, get some wrenches and disconnect it there. Go get a new hose made up. All right, that's a much smaller problem than I initially thought. All right, I got a string to my hose. That was easy enough. And I brought one of every size wrench that it could possibly be. I didn't bring that size, so hopefully we can get it out of this clamp okay. but it's this fitting right here. All right, we got to get our end off of there, and we want that zip tied down hose marker. No big deal. Let's go get a new hose. There's Dad getting started with the disc. We've got a lot of corn stalks to work. Basically all we've done is the stuff in Berkey so far, so he wants to get that moving. I'm kind of under the impression that we've got time. Like, we've got a month to get the tillage done. Dad thinks the weather has changed and it's going to start raining and get wet on us now, and we have 10 days to get it done. Okay, so we're going to keep the tillage stuff moving pretty hard here. I don't know. 2 days ago it was too dry to disc corn stalks, and now it's going to be too wet to do any tillage. Seems a little. I don't think it's that bad yet. New hose in hand. It is super nice having a place close. There's a place about 4 miles from here, truck place that they pretty much have anything you need hydraulic hose-wise every time we need one. So fortunate it happened when it did, because they close at 4 o'clock and it is 3:52 right now. So they were getting ready to shut her down. And well, we got our hose made. I'll put that coupler back on and our label. This thing. And this, and we'll go put it back on. Ready to go. Well, as far as hydraulic hose repairs go, that was about as easy as it gets. We had to take it apart on one end. We had to go through one clamp there, the tongue, which really wasn't that hard, one kind of hose holder bolt there that's not very tight, and one strap. I didn't have to take a single clamp off. I didn't have to cut a single zip tie. Oh, yeah, I did. I had to cut those 2 zip ties that hold that on. But I mean to hold the hoses together. That one was pretty easy. We were back together and ready to go. So I'm going to put my tools away here, and we'll keep moving. Well, our wings fold and unfold like they're supposed to. Got pressure on them, and there's not a bunch of oil pouring out the tongue. Fixed it! All right, let's get back to work here. Whoa, where are we going here? Why are we on that line? That's not what we want. Okay, hold on. It turns out we lost a fair bit of hydraulic oil in that whole ordeal. I should have checked that before I even started it, but it let me know real fast, so we limped across the road here to where our pump is, and we'll pump a bunch of oil into it. And this is going to leak for a while because it's all in this tongue here. Not much I can do about it. So the oil fill on this tractor is in here. It's in the middle, right? It's right there. But the reservoir is way up here, and so you gotta have the tractor running to pump it up there. It's weird. I don't know. But there's a do not start line here, and we're above that. Well, I don't know how much to put in because you're supposed to check it with the tractor off, but you gotta have the tractor on to pump it up there, and we'll get it up above the minimum cold and we'll run it, and then when we shut it off, we'll see, or maybe we'll do a couple rounds and stop and check it. And I don't know. We got to be closer at least. All right, well, we put 15 gallons in, which seems like a lot. Should be good, though. Try again. F1. We got to wait for it to unfold. Can't put it in the ground like that. All good. All back up and running. Looks like it's supposed to. So hopefully we'll march right across this field. It won't take too terribly long. We're still working in the tile lines back here, but we'll get out of that fairly quickly here. It won't be so bad. It is drying off. I can tell it's drier now than it was when we were out here an hour ago. An hour? We probably lost an hour. Hour and a half maybe. No big deal. Just means I'm going to be out here a little longer tonight than I would have been otherwise. It's okay. So I'm thinking about doing a live stream. I haven't done one for a little over a week now, or a week and a half, and I thought about doing some tillage live streams so I could get one in today and then maybe the end of the week here. So it might be dark next time you see me. I told you it would be dark. Well, we just finished the live stream. Went pretty well, except for that. So the farm's right across the road there, right? And when I get over the hill here, the Wi-Fi likes to connect, and then when I get to the back, it disconnects, and we go back to cell service, which that blinky red tower over there is our cell tower. It's half a mile away, or maybe 7/10 of a mile from here. And then it would reconnect every time and kept cutting in and out. So that was sort of frustrating. Other than that, everything's going pretty well. We're working our way across the field here. We've got 25 acres done, and probably maybe 15 to go, about that, something like that. So I should get this done tonight. But it's going to take me another hour, hour and a half. It's not quite 6:30 now, so yeah, we'll get it done, but it's going to be a little later getting home than I would like. It's okay. Got to get the tillage done. Dad's still working. I can't let him outwork me. Oh, Dad's calling it a night. There he goes home. There's no way he finished the field he was in, but he got a lot done, I'm sure. So I can quit. He's going to outwork me. It's all good. We're down to just the wedge here. So it won't take us too long to finish this up. All good. My house across the road. Place looks nice with all the lights we've got. Right down to the end here, we got the wedge done. We've got end rows along the road to do, and I need to make one pass along this side. And we'll be done. It's only 7:30. I did better than I thought I would. Probably after 8 before I got done here. All right, well, we're gonna wrap this one up here. So tomorrow's plan is to head back down to Berkey and get the fertilizer spread. I have not yet secured any gypsum. I was waiting on a phone call back this afternoon that never came. So hopefully we'll line that up tomorrow, and then we'll make a decision about whether we're going to bring the spreader back tomorrow or wait and see if we can get some gypsum either tomorrow or Wednesday or what. But I'm also going to get another 50-ton load of potash delivered across the road that I do know is coming tomorrow, and that's going to have to get spread. So we may just bring the spreader back and either punt on the gypsum, or we'll take it back there and do it later if that's what we need to do. So we'll see. But anyway, Dad should keep the tillage moving up here. Actually, I think he's planning on taking the 7520 to Berkey and bringing the backhoe back. He had a little bit of work to do with the backhoe, and he needs to get that back here to use down with the tiling. And so, yeah, whole thing. Maybe we'll keep the tillage going. I haven't heard from Brock. I don't know what his schedule is. We could use some help around if Brock, if you're watching, you need to work and have things for you to do. So, anyway, yeah, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Do it again.